In the mid-1920s, Benito Mussolini founded Italian fascism, and it lasted until 1943 when his government collapsed. During the fascist era, Mussolini created the Venice Film Festival, a film school, and Cinecittà Studios in Rome. During this era, the subject of politics was off limits, so filmmakers made Telefoni Bianchi films. These films were pretty much all the Italian film industry was making at the time. Telefoni Bianchi films were copies of American comedies that put emphasis on social hierarchy, family values, and respect for authority, which was perfectly in line with the philosophy of fascism. Post-war Italian cinema would take the opposite approach with the neo-realist movement. In the aftermath of World War II, a new wave of Italian cinema was developing. With the fall of fascism came an opportunity for Italian filmmakers to show the Italian experience from a new angle. This movement was known as neorealism. Neorealist films set out to show a realistic view of Italy after the war. Unlike films before, neorealist films were critical of the Italian government by making films based on social problems that did not always have happy endings. As a result, many neorealist films were shot on-site, not on film sets, and many of the actors were taken off the streets. Vittorio De Sica is considered to be one of the most influential directors of post-war Italian cinema. His film Bicycle Thieves is known as one of the most powerful films that came out of the neorealist era. This film shows the best aspects of realism as it is a simple story about a man and his son on a journey to find his bicycle. The film is extremely authentic in both the way it was shot and through the reoccurring themes. Throughout the film, De Sica uses a deep focus in order to put everything within the frame in focus. This allows the viewer to explore the frame and not just focus on one thing. Deep focus and long takes allow for minimal cuts and for real-life locations to show themselves to the audience. In post-war Italy, husband and father Antonio Ricci is finally able to find a job putting up advertisements in the big city. When his bike is stolen, he loses his only chance at keeping a stable job. As a result, he goes looking for his bike with his son Bruno. The final scene of the film is most defining for Antonio, the title of the film, and the way Italian people felt after the fascist era. Antonio considers stealing a bike, and we are shown that every working-class Italian could essentially become a bicycle thief. The film is not about a single bicycle thief, but it is about the bicycle thieves in all of us. As Antonio and Bruno are unable to get another bike, De Sica's harsh reality and authenticity are shown to the very end, as happy endings aren't certain in real life. Towards the end of the post-war era, De Sica created a film similar to Bicycle Thieves called Umberto D. The film, like Bicycle Thieves, was filmed on location with non-professional actors and shows the struggles of the post-war era. In this film, De Sica uses more complex close-ups, soundtrack, and camera movement in order to make the film more dramatic. We also see the use of deep focus, as many of the on-street scenes consist of long takes, natural lighting, and wide shots, with everything in focus. Umberto D showed the struggles that the older generation had with society after the war. During this time, no one cared about people from Mr. Umberto's generation. In Bicycle Thieves, we see Antonio on a journey to save his family, but Umberto D focuses on a man searching for an end. The only thing that is standing in the way of Mr. Umberto's suicide is his dog. The fascist era was a dark time in Italy's past. The post-war movement opened the door for many new filmmakers. They were able to show, through films like Bicycle Thieves and Umberto D, the struggles of the post-war era.